Hi all of you. The previous class we have seen drift velocity or else drift speed and potential difference concept. So there in the potential difference concept we have seen the flow of current from at a high potential to low potential. When we connect two ends of a conductor to the two terminals of a battery, so battery can sets up electric field along the length of the conductor. So here the flow of current in a conductor continuously because a battery maintains a constant potential difference between its two terminals. So because of that, current flows continuously along the conductor whose ends are connected to the terminals of a battery. Now let's see here how does a battery maintains a constant potential difference between its two terminals. Okay, so for this we have to know the working of a battery. Okay, see here. So let's see how a battery works. So let's take a battery consists of two metallic plates called as electrodes, two metallic plates, and a chemical means called as electrolyte. So here electrolyte that means a chemical consists of charges, that is ions, positive charge ions and negative charge ions. See here. So here a battery consists of two metallic plates. One is at one end and another one is at another end. So called as electrodes, and it is electrolyte, and this electrolyte consists of positive and negative ions. Okay. So here a chemical can exert the chemical force on the positive and negative ions in opposite directions. So because of the chemical force, positive ions move in one direction and negative ions move in opposite direction. Okay, so positive ions move in one direction and accumulate on one plate, and negative ions move in one direction and accumulates on one plate. Positive ions move in one direction and accumulate on another plate. Okay, so here, so which charge accumulate on which plate, that depends on the nature of the chemical. Okay, so depending upon the nature of chemical, positive ions move in one direction and accumulates on one plate, and negative ions move in one direction and accumulate on another plate. That depends on nature of a chemical. Okay, see here in this diagram the chemical force only is acting. Because of the chemical force, positive ions moving towards right and negative ions moving towards left. Okay. Now see here in the second diagram, let's take this is the diagram 1, diagram 1, diagram 2, diagram 3 and diagram 4. Okay, see in the diagram 2, so there are some ions accumulated on plates. On one plate there are some negative ions accumulated, on another plate there are some positive ions accumulated. So in this diagram we can observe two forces acting on ions. One is no doubt chemical force, so which is bringing the negative ion, okay, to towards one plate. This is a chemical force. And see here, opposite to the chemical force there is a another force, and this force is called as a electrostatic repulsive force, and this is due to, that is the force between this ion which is going to accumulate and the ions which are already accumulated. Okay, so there is a force of repulsion between ions which are already accumulated and between ion which is going to accumulate, and this is called as a electrostatic force, electric force. So here this is the electric force. So here the chemical force and electric force acting on a charge are in a opposite direction. Okay, chemical force acts in one direction, whereas electric force acts in a its opposite direction. And now see here the chemical force, the magnitude of chemical force is greater than the electric force. So when the chemical force is more than the electric force, then that chemical force moves the ions and accumulates on respective plates. Okay, so the here the magnitude of chemical force is more than the electric force acting between ions going to accumulate and ions which are already accumulated. So because of more chemical force, ions move towards their respective plates and accumulate on them. Okay, now see the diagram 3. So in this diagram, so there are sufficient ions accumulated on respective plates. Okay, so one plate, and this is sufficient charges accumulated on their respective plates. So here this is called as a negative charge plate, and this is called as a positive charge plate, and this positive charge plate is also called as a anode, and the negative charge plate is also called as a cathode, and its charge is a negative. That means here on this plate there are sufficient negative ions, on this plate there are sufficient positive ions. Okay, so in this condition the ions which are in electrolyte experience balanced forces. That means the chemical force acting on ions in an electrolyte are exactly balanced by the electric force. Okay, so on these ions the net force is 0, and these do not uh, further accumulate on their respective plates. Okay, in this condition the ions further do not accumulate on the plates. Okay, and this is the equilibrium condition. When we buy a new battery, so in that we can find this type of a condition. That means ions experience there is a balanced forces. So here that is a forces acting on ions are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. So in this condition no ions no ions no ion goes to accumulate on any plate. Okay, this is the condition of okay, when we buy a new battery. Okay, and see here this is okay, this is the condition of a new battery. Now let's see here what happens when we connect a battery in the external circuit. Let's see here. So here the two terminals of a battery are connected with the help of a conductor. Okay, see here the two ends of a conductor are connected to the two terminals of a battery. Okay, so this is a positive terminal of a battery, or else a positive electrode, and this is a negative terminal of a battery, negative electrode. This is a anode and this is a cathode. Okay, so when the two ends of a conductor are connected to the two terminals of a battery, what happens? This potential difference sets up uniform electric field along the length of the wire in the direction from high potential to low potential. Okay, Okay, so this constant potential difference sets up uniform electric field along the length of the conductor, and this uniform electric field exerts the electric force on the electrons in the direction from lower potential to higher potential. That means in this direction electric force acts on the electrons. So that's why electrons of a conductor move from a lower potential to higher potential. Okay, in this direction electrons move. Okay, see here, this is the direction of motion of electrons. Opposite to the direction of motion of electrons, current flow. So this is the external circuit. In the external circuit, current flows from a high potential to low potential, whereas electrons move, or else electrons flow from at a low potential to high potential. Now see here, when the electrons which are closer to the positive terminal are attracted by this positive terminal. Okay, so when the electrons are attracted by this positive terminal, means when electrons enter into a positive terminal of a battery, then what happens? So here the repulsive electric force decreases, because the positive charge decreases on this plate, and the electric force decreases. Okay, so when the electric force decreases, then the chemical force pulls the electron from the positive terminal. The chemical force pulls the electron from the positive terminal and move it to accumulator on a negative terminal. And here, because of a high repulsion between the electron and already accumulated electrons, this negative terminal pushes the electron into a conductor. See here, when one electron enters into a positive terminal, okay, then here this negative terminal pulls pulls the pushes the electron into a conductor. Okay, so here when electron enters into a positive terminal from a conductor, and here that same electron enters into a conductor from the negative terminal, that means there is no change in the number of electrons of a conductor. Okay, so in this way there is no change in the number of electrons in a conductor. This is take place until equilibrium is reached. As a current flows in the external circuit, some electrons enter into a positive terminal. That chemical force pulls those electrons and move them towards a negative terminal. Okay, and here the negative terminal pushes the equal number of electrons into a conductor. So this continues until the equilibrium condition is reached in the battery. So as long as current flows, okay, in the external circuit, electrons move from lower potential to higher potential. Okay, whereas by the external electric field. So whereas inside the battery, electrons, that is negative charge move from positive terminal to negative terminal by the chemical force. Okay, so this continuous flow of charge takes place, okay, until the equilibrium condition is reached. That means the external circuit, the current flows due to the motion of electrons from low potential to high potential, whereas in the inside a battery, the current flows due to motion of negative charge from high potential to low potential. Okay, so here in the external circuit, the current flows from high potential to low potential, whereas inside a battery the current flows from low potential to high potential. Okay, so in this way the battery works. And here a question arises. So, after a few weeks of using batteries, we can observe there is the dim light in a torch light. So, why this is? So, after a few weeks of using batteries, that chemical loses the ability of moving the electrons from positive terminal to negative terminal, as it loses the ability of exerting the chemical force on the charge to move to accumulate them on their respective plates. Then what happens? This is the positive plate. When all the electrons reach to this positive plate, this positive charge is neutralized by this negative charge. Then further, it does not maintain a constant potential difference. So there is a battery get discharge. Okay, so this is the meaning of a battery getting discharge. Okay, after using few after few weeks of using batteries, that is that a chemical loses its ability of chemical force, that is moving the ions towards their respective plates. Because of that, that is the positive charge on a positive plate is neutralized by negative electrons. So further, battery does not maintain any constant potential difference. That's why it is unable to make the current flow in the circuit. Okay, so this is a working of a battery. Now see here, that is what is mean by electromotive force. Electromotive force. Okay, see here. So this is a battery having a two terminals. One is a positive terminal, another one is a negative terminal. Okay, so when it's a two ends, when it's a two ends are connected to the two ends of a external circuit. When two ends of a conductor are connected to the two terminals of when two ends of a conductor are connected to the two terminals of a battery. So what happens? That is a current flows from high potential to low potential in the external circuit, whereas a current flows from low potential to high potential inside a battery. Okay, so here chemical force, okay, pulls the electron reaching the positive terminal and move them towards the negative terminal. Okay, so chemical force moves the electrons in this direction. Okay, that means here chemical force, some chemical energy is utilizing to move the electrons from at a high potential to low potential against to the electric force. This is the direction of electric field. This electric field exerts the electric force on the electrons in this direction, whereas chemical force moving the electrons from right to a left, that means against to the electric force. Okay, so here in order to move the electrons from a high potential to low potential, chemical force has to do some work against to the electric force. Okay, and here that a chemical force must be equals to the electric force. Okay, so here the chemical force should be equals to the electric force, that is by the electric field. Okay, here the electric field, this is the positive plate and this is the negative plate, and electric field lies here from positive plate to negative plate. Okay, this is the direction of electric field is from high potential to low potential. Now the work done by the chemical force to move the negative charge from high potential to low potential through a distance d is FCD. Okay, now the work done to move a unit negative charge from high potential to low potential, that is a W by Q, that is equals to FCD by Q. Now EMF is equals to, already we know. So here the chemical force must be applied, that is equals to opposing electric force. So FC is equals to FE. So E is equals to W by Q. Here in the place of Fc, so here I am writing Fe. Okay, E is equals to W by Q is equals to Fed by a Q. Okay, now see here how we define EMF. The work done to move a unit negative charge from a high potential to low potential against to the electric force is called as a EMF, or simply the work done to move a unit negative charge from at a high potential to a low potential is called as a electromotive force. E is equals to W by Q, that is equals to Fed by a Q. But in general, that is we define electromotive force, that is work done to move a unit negative charge from positive terminal to negative terminal, or work done to move a unit positive charge from negative terminal to positive terminal, both are same. So in general we can define electromotive force, the work done to move unit positive charge from at a low potential to high potential is called as a electromotive force. E is equals to W by Q, that is equals to Fed by Q. That means the work done the work done the work done by the chemical force to move unit positive charge from at a low potential to high potential is called as a electromotive force. Once again, see here, the work done by the chemical force to move unit positive charge from at low potential to high potential is called as a electromotive force. E is equals to W by Q, Fed by a Q. Okay. So here electromotive force, that is a EMF of a battery or else a voltage of a battery. Okay. So we use a voltmeter to measure the potential difference or EMF across a battery. So we need a device that is called as a voltmeter. Voltmeter is used to measure the potential difference or EMF across a battery. Okay. See here, EMF and potential difference. So both seems as the same, but they have some differences. Okay. But the voltages of both, that is the units of both potential difference EMF are same, and units are same. Okay, units of both potential difference and EMF are same. Okay, and the same device we use, that is a voltmeter, to measure potential difference between any 2 points and EMF across the two terminals of a battery. Okay, but we can measure potential difference in the circuit between any 2 points, but EMF is belongs to the source only. Okay, and there are some differences. About the differences of EMF voltmeter you are going to learn in your higher classes. Okay, that is EMF is belongs to the only battery, whereas potential difference we can measure in the circuit between any 2 points. Okay. Suppose when we observe, that is the voltage of a battery new. Okay, that is on a battery we can observe there is as 1.5 volt, 3 volt, like that. That is 1.5 volt, that is EMF. Okay, when we connect that battery in the circuit, and the potential difference measured between its two terminals, that is the voltage. Okay, so in higher classes you are going to learn very clearly about the differences between EMF and potential difference. Okay, so this is about electromotive force. Okay, thank you.